it's personal. So in 2015, my health completely unraveled after many years of mysterious illnesses with no explanation, surgeries, a lot of antibiotics for strange infections. Lyme rarely, if ever, came up. I had a bullseye rash when I was a kid, and I was promptly treated for that. Nobody ever mentioned it, even though I lived in upstate New York and went to college in Connecticut. So I think, after years of tick bites all around the US, in 2015, my body just couldn't take it anymore. So thanks to my mom, who, Freddie, you've actually gotten to know over the years,
Yeah.
uh, my mom saved my life because she was the one who said, I think that your illness now is related to the Lyme infections that you had in the past and that you're not actually cured. And that blew my mind because I had watched her go through her own battle and she was still in the thick of it at the time. And I was actually very skeptical of what she was going through because I couldn't understand why she was seeing a doctor that didn't accept insurance. I didn't understand why she was swallowing all of these pills and her whole life had changed. And, the mom that I had known had basically vanished. And I was like, that can't be what I'm going through. That's what you're going through. And, sure enough, she was right. So she strongly encouraged me for 2 years. I finally gave in because I had no choice. I was losing my ability to read. I couldn't find my way home from work while living in New York City, which is very scary. Severe neurological, muscular, skeletal pain. It goes on and on. I had no choice but to go into the Wild West and exit the healthcare system that I'd always known. So with mom's encouragement, I made an appointment with a specialist, a disease specialist. And at my first appointment, the nurse realized that I was a hot mess. I mean, it was bad. And she said, how are you going to get through this? Do you have a passion? And she said that they found at that clinic, people who had a purpose tended to have better outcomes. So I told her that, and I had been making movies and taking photographs for years at that point. And I said, I'm going to make a documentary. I felt like the only thing to do in that moment. And she said, wow, we have another patient here who's your age and he's a filmmaker with Lyme. Do you want me to connect you? So I wrote a note and I remember I could hardly even hold the pen because my hands hurt so much. And I scribbled a little note and never knew if I would hear from this person, but he's with us on this podcast today.
That's amazing. It
Ta-da.
sounds like a good time to pass it over to Winslow.
Yeah.
I have the note. The note is right here. It's been sitting on my desk ever since. Made its way across the country with me. It says, hi, let's make a documentary about Lyme disease. I've been looking for a collaborator, but it's a tough sell. It's personal and complicated. Working with someone who gets it is essential. Reach out, let's chat. So yeah, I think it had never happened to me before. It's the first time that a doctor had handed me a note. I think for both Lyndsey and I think we don't ever feel like there was this moment where we were like, okay, should we do this? Yeah, let's, it just happened. Like she wrote me the note, I called her, and 7 years later we were like, holy shit, what just happened?